Believing in yourself is one of the most important steps you can take toward living a happier and more fulfilling life. It's not always easy, especially when doubts creep in or challenges feel too big. But confidence doesn't come from luck or talent alone. It grows from the small choices you make every day. When you learn to trust your own strength and decisions, you open the door to real change and lasting success. In this video, we're going to explore practical ways to build your self-belief step by step. You'll discover simple habits that anyone can practice, no matter your age or situation, that help you feel more in control, more motivated, and more hopeful about your future. This isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about real, everyday actions that bring results over time. You'll hear how changing the way you think, setting clear goals, and even how you talk to yourself can make a huge difference in how you see your own abilities. We'll also look at how the people you spend time with and the routines you follow shape your confidence in ways you might not expect. Stick with me, because this video will give you useful tools to take charge of your life and believe in yourself like never before. By the end, you'll have fresh ideas to help you move forward with courage and clarity, ready to face what's ahead with strength you already have inside. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Build daily confidence through small, honest commitments. Confidence is not something you find one day or wake up with suddenly. It is something you build. Quietly, slowly, deliberately. It's shaped by the actions you take when no one is watching, by the promises you make to yourself, and the effort you put into keeping them. Most people believe confidence comes from success or external validation, but the truth is much simpler and more grounded. Real confidence is built through small, honest commitments made and kept each day. And these commitments, though often unseen and uncelebrated, form the backbone of self-respect and inner strength. It starts with the smallest decision. You say you'll wake up at 6 a.m., and you do. You say you'll drink water before reaching for coffee, and you do. You say you'll read for 10 minutes, and you actually do. No one claps. No one cheers. But inside, something begins to shift. Something strong and unshakable begins to grow. Each time you follow through on a commitment, especially when it's difficult or inconvenient, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to become. That is where confidence is born, not from the results of the action, but from the integrity of taking it. We live in a world where it's easy to talk about change. It's easy to declare that you'll become more focused or healthier or more disciplined. But declarations don't build anything. Actions do. When you commit to doing something, even if it's small, and follow through consistently, you build evidence. And evidence is what your mind trusts. Confidence is not blind faith in your abilities. It is a quiet certainty that you will do what you said you would do. You don't need to convince yourself that you're good enough. You need to show yourself, through action, that you can be trusted. This process requires honesty, not the performative kind of honesty you share with others, but the kind that confronts you in silence. The honesty that asks, did I really try today, or did I make excuses again? Did I do the thing I said mattered, or did I push it aside? Self-respect grows in the presence of honesty, and that honesty has to be paired with kindness. You're not building confidence by punishing yourself for failing. You build it by being real with yourself, adjusting, and trying again tomorrow. Many people make the mistake of thinking confidence is a feeling, but feelings are unreliable. They come and go. They're influenced by sleep, stress, weather, other people's words. If you only take action when you feel confident, you will stay stuck. Instead, confidence should be seen as a skill, a practice, something you do. And like any skill, it's developed through repetition, not inspiration. You don't wait for motivation to build confidence. You earn confidence by choosing discipline over comfort. Start small. Too many people set goals that are too big for their current level of discipline. They overwhelm themselves and then give up. Start with one small thing you can do every single day without fail. Maybe it's writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's 10 minutes of walking or 2 minutes of silence. Maybe it's not checking your phone for the first 15 minutes after you wake up. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be done consistently. Each time you keep that promise, no matter how small, you are proving to yourself that you matter. You are showing up for yourself, even when life is chaotic or difficult. That creates a sense of groundedness that can't be faked. It's not loud. It doesn't need to be. Confidence built this way doesn't need to seek attention. It radiates from within and becomes a quiet power that others feel, even when you say nothing. The reason this works so well is because it removes the emotional noise. Instead of getting caught up in how you feel, or whether you're inspired or what others think, you focus only on the commitment. And when you do that long enough, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop waiting for the perfect mood or ideal time. You realize that discipline is not something you either have or don't have. It's something you build through action, through the decision to keep showing up, especially when it's hard. And when you fail, and you will, don't break yourself over it. One broken commitment is not a full collapse. The problem isn't falling short. The problem is turning that moment into a narrative of failure. Don't say, "I failed again." Say, "That didn't go well, but I'm still in this." Start again. Recommit. That's how you grow. You don't get stronger by being perfect. You get stronger by choosing not to quit when it would be easier to give up. This is the essence of personal responsibility. You realize no one is going to come and rescue you. No one is going to follow you around and remind you to do what you said you would do. It's all on you. And that's not a burden. That's freedom, because once you stop relying on external motivation, you become unstoppable. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You just need your own word and the courage to live by it. Small, honest commitments create momentum. You do one thing well today. You feel better, so you do another tomorrow. Over time, this becomes a rhythm, a pattern. You become a person who takes action instead of talking about action. That is a shift in identity. And once your identity changes, your life follows. You're no longer trying to become confident. You are confident because your actions align with your values. Your habits reinforce your worth. Your choices reflect your strength. This is what it means to believe in yourself. Not to walk around thinking you're better than others, but to know deep down that you are dependable, that you will show up for yourself, no matter what, that even when the world is uncertain, your discipline is not. You don't need external proof to feel valuable. You have your own track record, and it speaks louder than words. But you must protect this track record. Don't overcommit. Don't make promises you can't keep. That damages your self-trust. Instead, commit to less and deliver fully. That's how you build confidence that lasts. Not by doing more, but by doing what you said you would do. Consistently, without shortcuts, without excuses. And remember, no one else can do this for you. You can read all the books, listen to all the talks, watch all the videos, but none of it matters if you don't take action. The most powerful changes happen when you stop looking outside for answers and start creating momentum through your own discipline. That's where transformation begins. In the quiet, unseen moments where you choose to honor your word. This is not about productivity or performance. It's about integrity, living in alignment with your values, saying what you mean, doing what you say, being who you claim to be. The more you do this, the more unshakable you become. Not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. You stop being controlled by fear or self-doubt or outside opinion. You know who you are because you've proven it. One commitment at a time. And if you're not sure where to start, choose one thing today. Just one. Something simple. Something clear. Do it with full attention. Finish it completely. Then do it again tomorrow. Track your progress. Notice how you feel. And if you slip, don't spiral. Get back on track. Every day is a chance to rebuild, to recenter, to prove to yourself that you can be trusted. That is the real gift of small, honest commitments. They don't just change your habits, they change your story. They take you from someone who hesitates and doubts to someone who acts and trusts. And that shift, quiet, steady and earned, is what creates a life built on confidence, not illusion. A life where belief in yourself is no longer a dream, but a practice lived every single day. Chapter 2. Challenge negative thoughts with simple, empowering truths. Negative thoughts have a way of creeping in quietly and then growing louder until they shape the way you see yourself and the world around you. They can limit your actions and diminish your potential if left unchecked. The good news is that you have the power to challenge these thoughts by using simple, empowering truths that ground you and shift your mindset. This process requires awareness and practice, but becomes a reliable tool for transforming your inner dialogue and building resilience. The first step in challenging negative thoughts is recognizing when they arise. They often feel automatic, like a default response to stress, failure, or uncertainty. Pay close attention to the words you say inside your mind. Are they helpful or harmful? Are they based on facts or assumptions? When you catch yourself thinking in a negative way, pause. This pause opens a moment of choice, a chance to replace the thought with a truth that supports your well-being and growth. Empowering truths are not complex ideas. They are simple statements rooted in reality and kindness that provide perspective and encouragement. For example, if your mind says, "I'm not good enough," counter with, "I am capable of learning and growing." If you think, "I always fail," remind yourself, "Every experience teaches me something valuable." These truths remind you that your worth and potential are not fixed by temporary feelings or setbacks. It helps to write down these empowering truths and keep them where you can see them daily. Repetition is essential. The brain builds new neural pathways when it encounters consistent messages, which means your positive truths can gradually replace negative patterns. The goal is not to deny challenges, but to approach them with a mindset that opens possibilities instead of closing doors. When negative thoughts attack, ask yourself if the thought is absolutely true, or if there is another way to see the situation. Often, negative thinking exaggerates problems or overlooks your strengths. This questioning creates mental space to consider alternative views. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this," think, "I'm learning and improving one step at a time." This subtle shift transforms how you approach difficulties and encourages persistence. It is important to be patient with yourself during this process. Changing thought patterns does not happen overnight. Negative thoughts have often been reinforced over years and sometimes decades. The effort to replace them requires consistency and compassion. Celebrate small victories when you successfully interrupt a negative thought and replace it with an empowering truth. Each success builds momentum toward lasting change. In addition to verbal truths, use evidence from your life to reinforce positive thinking. Reflect on moments when you succeeded, overcame obstacles, or made progress. These memories act as proof that you can trust your empowering truths. Whenever doubt surfaces, recall these moments as reminders that your negative thoughts are not the whole story. This practice builds confidence and counters feelings of helplessness. Physical actions also support mental shifts. Movement, deep breathing, or grounding exercises can calm the nervous system and reduce the intensity of negative thoughts. When your body feels balanced, your mind is more open to accepting positive truths. Simple actions like standing tall, smiling, or focusing on your breath strengthen your ability to redirect your thinking. Avoid the trap of suppressing negative thoughts as if they do not exist. Trying to ignore or push them away often makes them stronger. Instead, acknowledge them without judgment and then gently guide your mind toward a healthier perspective. This approach creates an inner dialogue that respects your feelings but refuses to be controlled by negativity. Connect with supportive people who encourage you to see your strengths. Sharing your thoughts with someone who listens without criticism provides relief and clarity. Their perspective can highlight truths you may overlook when caught in a cycle of negative thinking. Surrounding yourself with positivity acts as a natural defense against discouragement. Establish daily practices that reinforce empowerment. Morning affirmations, journaling about your progress, or setting intentions to recognize negative thoughts help maintain awareness. These habits train your mind to identify and challenge negativity proactively rather than reactively. Over time, your mind becomes a supportive ally rather than an internal critic. When negative thoughts feel overwhelming, remember that they are not facts but mental events that pass with time. Like clouds drifting across the sky, thoughts appear and disappear. This understanding reduces the pressure to engage with every negative idea and creates distance from their impact. You gain freedom to focus on actions aligned with your goals and values. Learn to speak to yourself with kindness and curiosity instead of harsh judgment. Ask questions like, "What am I feeling right now?" or "What can I do to support myself in this moment?" This compassionate stance transforms your relationship with your mind. It becomes easier to notice and challenge unhelpful thoughts without feeling defeated or ashamed. Use visualization to strengthen empowering truths. Imagine yourself acting with confidence, handling difficulties calmly, or achieving your goals. These mental images activate the same brain regions as real experiences, making positive beliefs more vivid and believable. Visualization is a practical tool that prepares your mind to respond differently when challenges arise. Recognize that challenging negative thoughts is a lifelong practice, not a one-time fix. New situations and stresses will trigger old patterns, but each time you respond with empowering truths, you build resilience. This resilience forms a solid foundation for personal growth, self-belief, and emotional balance. Self-awareness is key to this process. Spend time observing your thinking habits without trying to change them immediately. Awareness creates choice. When you become an observer rather than a prisoner of your thoughts, you gain control over which ones to nurture and which to release. Keep in mind that empowering truths must be believable and realistic. Overly optimistic statements that feel false can backfire and increase resistance. Start with truths grounded in your current reality that gently challenge negativity. As your mindset shifts, you can expand your truths toward bigger visions and deeper confidence. When you experience setbacks, use them as opportunities to reinforce empowering truths. Reflect on what you learned, how you grew, and what strengths helped you persevere. This perspective reframes failure as part of progress rather than proof of inadequacy. It cultivates a mindset focused on growth and resilience. Replace comparisons with self-acceptance. Negative thoughts often arise from measuring yourself against others. Remind yourself that your journey is unique and that your value is not determined by external standards. Embrace your individuality and focus on your own progress. This shift reduces envy and increases inner peace. Engaging the mind with new challenges, learning, and creativity also weakens negative thought patterns. When you focus on growth and curiosity, you invest energy in building skills and confidence. This proactive attitude leaves less room for negativity to take hold. Incorporate gratitude into your daily routine to balance your perspective. Acknowledging what is going well and what you appreciate shifts attention away from scarcity or failure. Gratitude nourishes your mind with positive input and supports mental resilience. Remember that your thoughts influence your emotions and actions. By choosing empowering truths, you shape your feelings and behaviors in a positive direction. This connection highlights the importance of mental habits in creating the life you want. Finally, commit to this practice with patience and persistence. Changing how you think is one of the most valuable investments you can make in yourself. It is a path to greater freedom, joy, and confidence. Each time you challenge a negative thought and replace it with an empowering truth, you take a step toward living fully and believing deeply in your own worth. Chapter 3. Strengthen self-trust by keeping your promises daily. Keeping promises to yourself is one of the most powerful ways to build self-trust. When you consistently honor the commitments you make, no matter how small, you send a clear message to your mind and heart: you can rely on yourself. Self-trust is the foundation upon which all confidence, resilience, and inner peace are built. Without it, your words become empty, your goals feel unreachable, and your sense of integrity weakens. Strengthening self-trust is not a grand gesture, but a daily practice that deepens with every promise you keep. Every time you say you will do something and then follow through, you are building a silent, unbreakable contract with yourself. This contract does not depend on other people's approval or external rewards. It is a private agreement that strengthens your identity and your ability to control your own life. This internal consistency helps you stay steady when outside circumstances shift unpredictably. You become your own anchor rather than drifting aimlessly with each new challenge. The difficulty lies in the fact that keeping promises to yourself requires discipline and honesty. It's easier to make excuses or postpone actions when no one else is holding you accountable. The real test of self-trust is how you behave when no one is watching. Can you still show up for yourself? Can you maintain your word even when it is uncomfortable or inconvenient? Developing this skill means confronting moments of weakness with a steady commitment to integrity. Start by paying close attention to the promises you make each day. Often we promise ourselves things without realizing it: getting up early, eating healthier, finishing a task, making a phone call. Write these down if you need to. When promises are clear and concrete, they become easier to track and fulfill. Ambiguous commitments are easy to ignore or justify breaking. Clarity in your intentions is a gift to your future self. Follow through on promises with small, manageable actions. It's better to commit to less and complete every promise than to overpromise and fail. Each kept promise, no matter how minor, is a victory that fuels your self-trust. It creates a pattern that your brain recognizes and rewards with a sense of satisfaction and pride. This positive feedback loop encourages you to keep the cycle going. Breaking promises to yourself has a cost. It chips away at your confidence and invites doubt. Every time you avoid what you said you would do, you reinforce a story that you are unreliable or weak. That story grows louder and harder to silence with every broken commitment. Avoiding this trap means catching yourself early, acknowledging where you went off track, and consciously deciding to restore your trustworthiness starting now. When obstacles arise, remind yourself that promises are not just about success or perfection. They are about showing up consistently. It's normal to encounter days when motivation wanes or circumstances are challenging. The key is how you respond. Choosing to honor your commitment, even partially, strengthens self-trust more than waiting for ideal conditions. Persistence builds trust in your own reliability over time. Accountability tools can support this practice, but do not replace your internal commitment. Journaling progress, setting reminders, or sharing intentions with a trusted friend can help maintain focus. However, the deepest trust develops within, independent of external pressures. The goal is to become the person who honors their word because they value their own integrity above all. Embrace the discomfort that comes with discipline. Often, the resistance you feel before taking action signals growth. Each moment you overcome that resistance by keeping your promise, you rewire your brain and reinforce your self-trust muscles. This mental training creates resilience and prepares you for bigger commitments in the future. Self-trust also involves forgiveness. If you fail to keep a promise, avoid harsh judgment or giving up altogether. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and evaluate what went wrong. Use the insight to adjust your approach, whether that means making smaller promises, improving your environment, or seeking help. Trust grows when you remain committed to progress rather than perfection. Building self-trust reshapes your relationship with fear and uncertainty. When you know you can depend on yourself, fear loses much of its power. Doubt becomes a question to investigate, not a voice that paralyzes. This shift opens the door for more courageous choices and authentic living. You stop waiting for permission or perfect conditions and instead trust your ability to handle whatever comes your way. The benefits extend beyond your personal life. People around you sense when you are reliable and authentic. Keeping your word creates a positive reputation and deepens relationships. Others begin to trust you more, which opens opportunities for collaboration and support. This social reinforcement further strengthens your self-trust, creating a virtuous cycle. To cultivate this daily practice, create simple rituals that remind you of your commitments. Start your day by reviewing your promises and visualizing yourself fulfilling them. End your day by reflecting on what you accomplished and where you can improve. These rituals anchor your intentions and provide a framework for steady growth. In moments of doubt, pause and ask yourself what you promised and why it matters. Reconnect with your deeper values behind each commitment. When your actions align with your values, self-trust flourishes naturally. This alignment creates a sense of harmony and purpose that motivates consistent action beyond fleeting moods or distractions. Remember that self-trust is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It requires patience and dedication. Each day is an opportunity to renew your commitment and reinforce the bond with yourself. Over time, the cumulative effect of these daily choices transforms how you see yourself and how you navigate life's challenges. Strengthening self-trust also means setting boundaries that protect your energy and priorities. Saying no to things that conflict with your promises is an act of respect towards yourself. Boundaries create space for growth and allow you to focus on what truly matters. This protection is essential for maintaining the consistency that builds trust. Keep in mind that self-trust grows not by grand gestures, but by steady, repeated actions. Celebrate small wins and milestones, but avoid relying solely on outcomes to validate your trustworthiness. The process itself, showing up and doing what you said, holds the real power. This mindset shift frees you from the pressure of perfection and anchors you in resilience. Strengthening self-trust empowers you to navigate setbacks with grace. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, your internal trust becomes your foundation. It supports you in adapting without losing faith in your ability to persevere. This resilience fosters peace of mind and confidence, even in uncertainty. At its core, self-trust is about being your own reliable partner. It is the promise you make to yourself every day that you will act with honesty, integrity, and care. This promise creates a solid ground beneath your feet and a compass to guide your decisions. It is a source of strength that no external force can take away. Every promise kept is a building block of this inner fortress. Each one strengthens the belief that you are capable and dependable. With time, this foundation supports bigger dreams and greater challenges. You begin to act from a place of certainty rather than doubt. Ultimately, the habit of keeping your promises daily nurtures a deep self-respect that transforms your inner world and your outward actions. This self-respect fuels motivation, sharpens focus, and enhances your emotional well-being. It helps you live a life that reflects your true values and potential. This is how real change happens. Not overnight or through dramatic leaps, but through the consistent honoring of your word to yourself. The result is a quiet power that shapes every decision and interaction. It is the essence of believing in yourself, knowing you can trust your own word and your own strength. Choose today to strengthen this trust. Begin with one promise. Keep it fully. Then keep another. Keep building. The steady path of promise and fulfillment leads to a life of integrity, confidence, and unwavering belief in who you are and what you can achieve. Chapter 4. Take control of your choices without blaming others. Taking control of your choices is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward personal freedom and growth. It means recognizing that no matter the circumstances or the people around you, the responsibility for your actions and decisions rests with you. When you stop blaming others, you reclaim your power. You stop feeling like a victim of external forces and start becoming the author of your own life story. Blaming others for what happens to you might feel natural at times because it shifts discomfort away from yourself. It can seem easier to say, "This happened because of them," or "If only they had done differently, I would be better off." But this mindset places your happiness, success, and peace of mind outside your control. It creates dependency on factors you cannot influence and leads to frustration, anger, and stagnation. The reality is that every situation offers you a choice. How you respond defines your path. You can choose to feel powerless or empowered. This choice is yours alone. No one else can make it for you, and no one else is responsible for how you act or feel. When you accept this truth, you build resilience and begin to design your life intentionally. Taking control starts with awareness. Notice when you slip into blaming language or thoughts. Listen to yourself closely. Words like "because of," "if only," or "they made me" reveal moments when you are handing your power away. The moment you catch these thoughts, pause and question their truth. Ask yourself, what part of this situation can I change? What can I control right now? Shifting focus to your sphere of influence opens a path forward. It helps to understand that blaming others often serves as a shield for discomfort. Facing your role in challenges requires courage. It means owning mistakes, limitations, and choices that may not have been ideal. This ownership is not about guilt or shame, but about honesty and accountability. It's about recognizing that you have the capacity to learn, adjust, and improve. Control over your choices also means letting go of what you cannot change. People's actions, external events, and past decisions fall outside your control. When you accept this, you stop wasting energy resisting reality. Instead, you focus on what you can do differently today. This acceptance is a cornerstone of strength because it grounds you in the present moment, where real change happens. Make it a practice to pause before reacting. When something frustrating or disappointing occurs, take a breath. This moment of stillness allows you to decide how you want to respond instead of reacting impulsively. You regain control by choosing your attitude and actions. You create space to act thoughtfully rather than from a place of blame or resentment. Start small by taking full responsibility for simple daily choices. These could be what you eat, how you spend your time, or how you speak to others. Every small decision you own strengthens your confidence in your ability to manage bigger challenges. This habit of ownership becomes a muscle that supports your overall growth. Sometimes blaming others is linked to a fear of failure or rejection. If you admit you could have acted differently, you risk feeling vulnerable. But vulnerability is not weakness. It is the gateway to courage and growth. When you accept responsibility, you also open the door to learning from mistakes and becoming wiser. Changing the habit of blame requires patience and persistence. You may find yourself reverting to old patterns when stress or discomfort increase. This is normal. The key is to gently bring your attention back to what you can control without judgment. Each time you do this, you deepen your self-mastery. Another way to take control is by setting clear personal boundaries. When you communicate your needs and limits firmly and respectfully, you protect your energy and choices. Boundaries clarify what you will and will not accept in your life. They reduce the chances of feeling powerless or resentful toward others. Reflect regularly on your role in the outcomes you experience. Ask yourself what decisions or actions contributed to the situation. This reflection is not about blame but about understanding. It helps you identify patterns and make conscious adjustments. When you see your choices clearly, you gain insight and power. Remember that taking control of your choices is not about perfection. It's about commitment to yourself and your growth. There will be times when external factors impact your life heavily. But even in difficult circumstances, you have the power to choose your response. This power is always within reach. Build support systems that encourage responsibility and empowerment. Surround yourself with people who take ownership of their lives and inspire you to do the same. Positive influences reinforce your belief that you can control your destiny. They also provide encouragement when you struggle. Avoid the trap of over-controlling or blaming yourself excessively. Taking control is balanced by self-compassion. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and faces limits. Be kind to yourself as you practice ownership. Treat setbacks as opportunities to learn rather than reasons to criticize. Use journaling or conversations with trusted friends to explore moments when blame arises. Writing or speaking openly helps clarify your feelings and thought patterns. This clarity supports conscious choice-making instead of unconscious reactions. Taking control of your choices also means setting goals aligned with your values. When you know what matters to you, decisions become clearer and more purposeful. You reduce confusion and external influence because your direction comes from within. Celebrate your progress in owning your decisions. Acknowledge when you respond thoughtfully rather than blaming. Recognize the strength it takes to be accountable. These celebrations motivate you to continue growing and reinforce your new mindset. Remember that control is not about dominating circumstances, but about mastering your inner world. Your emotions, thoughts, and reactions are within your power to shape. This mastery creates freedom and peace even when life feels unpredictable. You can cultivate this control by practicing mindfulness and presence. When you focus fully on the moment, you notice choices available to you. You respond to reality rather than past patterns or fears. This awareness enhances your ability to act with intention. It helps to visualize yourself as a responsible decision maker. Imagine yourself calmly navigating challenges, owning your mistakes, and learning from them. Visualization strengthens your belief in your ability to take control and guides your behavior. When difficulties arise, remind yourself that blaming others only delays solutions. Action starts with acceptance of your role. By focusing on what you can do, you move forward instead of feeling stuck. Develop daily affirmations that reinforce your commitment to responsibility. Simple statements like, "I own my choices," or "I am responsible for my happiness," remind your mind of your power. Repeat these affirmations consistently to strengthen your mindset. Understand that taking control improves your relationships as well. When you stop blaming others, you communicate more honestly and openly. This honesty builds trust and mutual respect. It also reduces conflict and frustration. Practice empathy toward others without giving away your responsibility. Recognize that everyone has their own challenges and choices. This understanding fosters compassion without sacrificing your own power. Taking control means embracing discomfort at times. It requires confronting difficult truths about your role in situations. But this discomfort is temporary and leads to growth and freedom. The alternative is ongoing frustration and helplessness. Remember that freedom comes from responsibility. The more you accept ownership of your life, the more you experience true independence. This freedom is the foundation of confidence and self-belief. When you control your choices, you become a leader in your own life. You inspire others by example. Your actions encourage those around you to take responsibility as well. Build resilience by viewing challenges as opportunities to practice control. Each problem you face and handle strengthens your ability to respond wisely. This resilience supports long-term success and well-being. Create rituals that reinforce control, such as planning your day, reviewing decisions, or setting intentions. These practices anchor your commitment and guide your focus. Avoid making excuses that justify blaming. Excuses delay progress and weaken your power. Replace excuses with honest assessment and proactive steps. Remember that control is a skill developed over time. Be patient and consistent in your efforts. Each choice you own adds to your capacity. Accept that you cannot control everything. Focus on what you can influence. This realistic approach reduces frustration and increases effectiveness. Taking control leads to peace of mind. When you know you are doing your best and owning your choices, you feel calm and centered. Live with integrity by aligning your actions with your values. This alignment strengthens your control and builds self-respect. When setbacks happen, remind yourself that blame is a detour. Return quickly to ownership and action. Celebrate the freedom and power you gain by taking control of your choices every day. This practice transforms your life and deepens your belief in yourself. Chapter 5. Create morning routines that support your best self. Starting your day with intention shapes everything that follows. Morning routines are not just habits but deliberate actions that prepare your mind, body and spirit to perform at their best. Crafting a morning routine that supports your best self means designing your first waking moments to align with your values, goals and well-being. The power of a morning routine lies in its consistency and purpose. When you build daily rituals that nourish your body and mind, you create a foundation of stability and clarity. This foundation makes you less reactive to external pressures and more proactive in pursuing what matters most. Creating an effective morning routine begins with understanding what energizes you personally. This could be movement, meditation, reading, or simply a few quiet minutes to breathe. Recognizing your unique needs helps you tailor your routine so that it feels natural and sustainable. Start by waking up with enough time to avoid rushing. Giving yourself margin in the morning reduces stress and increases calmness. When you rush, you activate fight or flight responses that drain your energy. Instead, waking early enough allows you to move at a measured pace and set a positive tone. Begin the day by hydrating. Drinking water immediately after waking replenishes your body and activates your metabolism. This simple act signals care and readiness. It's a small choice with a meaningful impact on your physical and mental alertness. Incorporate movement to awaken your body fully. Whether it's stretching, yoga, or light exercise, moving releases tension and stimulates blood flow. This movement prepares your muscles and joints for the day and signals to your brain that it's time to be active and focused. Mindfulness or meditation practices are powerful tools to start with presence. Spending even 5 minutes focusing on your breath or observing your thoughts without judgment calms your nervous system. This practice builds resilience to stress and sharpens your concentration. Journaling or writing down your intentions can clarify your priorities. When you capture your goals, tasks, or reflections on paper, you make them tangible. This habit aligns your actions with your values and fosters accountability. Reading or listening to something inspiring enriches your mind early on. Feeding your brain with positive, growth-oriented content sets the tone for your thoughts throughout the day. It also introduces fresh ideas and motivation that support personal development. Nourish yourself with a healthy breakfast that fuels your body adequately. Eating balanced food provides steady energy and prevents fatigue or mood swings. Planning your meal in advance can simplify your morning and reduce decision fatigue. Limit screen time in the first hour after waking. Diving into emails or social media immediately can scatter your attention and increase anxiety. Instead, dedicate this time to grounding yourself and focusing on meaningful activities. Creating a morning routine is about intentional design, not perfection. Experiment with different elements and observe how they affect your energy and mood. Adjust as needed to find the combination that best supports your daily success. Prepare the night before to make mornings smoother. Lay out your clothes, plan your breakfast, or jot down tomorrow's priorities. This preparation reduces friction and decision-making in the morning, conserving your mental energy for what truly matters. A consistent wake-up time strengthens your internal clock and improves sleep quality. When your body knows when to expect waking and rest, it operates more efficiently. Good sleep is essential for cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical health. Use affirmations or positive statements during your morning to reinforce your confidence and mindset. Repeating simple, truthful phrases can reshape negative thinking and encourage self-belief. Limit caffeine intake to early in the morning if you use it, and avoid relying on it to mask fatigue. Prioritize natural energy through proper rest and nourishment instead. Incorporate gratitude practices to shift your focus from problems to blessings. Recognizing what you appreciate creates a mindset of abundance and resilience. Keep your morning routine flexible enough to adapt to life's changes, but structured enough to provide stability. This balance prevents rigidity while maintaining beneficial habits. Avoid multitasking during your routine. Focus fully on each step to cultivate mindfulness and appreciation. This quality over quantity approach enhances your overall experience. When you consistently follow a morning routine that honors your needs and goals, you build momentum. This momentum carries through the day, making challenges easier to face and achievements more frequent. Your morning routine can also be a sacred time for self-connection. Use it to check in with your emotions, intentions, and energy levels. This awareness allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Surround your morning space with items that inspire calm and motivation. This could be a favorite book, a plant, or soft lighting. Environment influences your mindset and can reinforce your commitment. Celebrate small wins in your morning practice. Completing your routine, no matter how simple, is a victory that deserves recognition. These celebrations fuel motivation and reinforce positive habits. Over time, your morning routine becomes a personal ritual that reflects your growth and aspirations. It signals to your brain and body that you are serious about your well-being and success. Remember that your routine is a tool to serve you, not a source of stress. If you miss a step or wake up late, gently return to your practice without judgment. Use your morning routine to strengthen your discipline. This daily commitment trains your willpower and helps you overcome resistance in other areas of life. Connect your morning routine to your broader vision for your life. When your small daily habits align with your big goals, every morning becomes a step toward becoming your best self. Recognize that mornings set the tone, but the choices you make throughout the day matter just as much. Let your routine be a foundation that supports ongoing growth and resilience. Evaluate your morning routine regularly to ensure it continues to meet your evolving needs. Life changes, and so should your habits. Invite curiosity and playfulness into your morning practice. Experimenting with new activities keeps the routine fresh and engaging. Use breathwork techniques in the morning to energize and focus your mind. Deep breaths increase oxygen flow and calm nerves. Set intentions not only for productivity, but for how you want to feel during the day. This emotional focus guides your actions and mindset. Limit negative inputs in the morning by avoiding news or toxic conversations. Protect your mental space during these vulnerable early hours. Involve family or friends in your morning routine if it adds joy and support. Shared practices can strengthen relationships and accountability. Make your morning routine a celebration of your commitment to yourself. This daily act of self-respect builds confidence and fuels your journey. Approach each morning as a fresh start, regardless of yesterday's outcomes. This mindset frees you from regret and opens possibilities. Incorporate creativity in your morning by writing, drawing, or planning projects. Creative expression stimulates brain function and joy. When you create a morning routine that consistently supports your best self, you nurture your growth in every area of life. It becomes a powerful habit that guides your mindset, energy, and actions toward what you want to achieve and who you want to become. Chapter 6. Replace self-doubt with clear written goals. Self-doubt is one of the most common obstacles standing between where you are and where you want to be. It quietly whispers uncertainty and fear, creating hesitation and limiting your potential. However, replacing self-doubt with clear written goals changes this narrative entirely. When your intentions are tangible and clearly defined, your mind has something solid to focus on, turning vague worries into actionable steps. Writing down goals transforms feelings of uncertainty into a concrete roadmap for progress. Begin by recognizing how self-doubt shows up in your life. It often appears as second-guessing decisions, fearing failure, or dismissing your abilities. These thoughts can feel overwhelming and uncontrollable, but they are just thoughts, products of your mind, not facts. Writing clear goals brings structure and order to this chaos by shifting your attention from fear to purpose. Start with small, specific goals that feel manageable and realistic. The clarity of these goals helps cut through mental fog. Instead of asking, "Can I succeed?" you focus on, "What exactly do I want to accomplish today?" Clear goals act as anchors, grounding your energy and attention. This anchoring reduces the space for doubt to grow. When goals are written down, they engage your brain differently than thoughts alone. The physical act of writing activates commitment and increases motivation. Your brain registers these goals as priorities, setting in motion planning and problem-solving activities. This process transforms passive hope into active pursuit. Avoid vague statements like "I want to be successful." Instead, write specifics such as "I will complete this project by Friday," or "I will improve my presentation skills by practicing for 15 minutes daily." Specificity clarifies what success looks like, giving you measurable milestones to track progress. Clear goals help you prioritize your time and energy effectively. When self-doubt creeps in, reminding yourself of your written objectives pulls you back on track. These reminders act as affirmations of your capability and direction, which combats negative inner dialogue. Include deadlines with your goals. A timeline creates urgency and reduces procrastination. When there is a clear end point, your mind focuses on the necessary steps rather than getting lost in endless possibilities or what-ifs. Deadlines encourage discipline and forward momentum. Break larger goals into smaller, achievable tasks. This approach prevents overwhelm and allows frequent celebrations of progress. Each completed step reinforces confidence and diminishes doubt. Tracking small wins on paper reminds you of your growing competence. Revisit and revise your goals regularly. Life evolves, and so should your objectives. Flexibility does not mean weakness, but wisdom in adapting to new information and circumstances. Keeping your goals current ensures they remain relevant and motivating. Pair your written goals with positive affirmations related to your ability and worthiness. Writing, "I am capable of learning new skills" alongside a goal encourages belief in your potential. These affirmations support a mindset shift from doubt to confidence. Visualizing the achievement of your goals enhances their power. Take time to imagine how accomplishing them feels. This emotional connection creates excitement and commitment, making your goals more than words on a page. Sharing your goals with a trusted person can increase accountability and reduce doubt. When others know what you aim for, you create a support system that encourages follow-through. Accountability partners remind you of your purpose when you feel uncertain. Recognize that setbacks are part of the journey. Writing goals does not eliminate challenges, but equips you to respond constructively. Use setbacks as information rather than judgment. Adjust your plans, but keep the written goals as a compass guiding you forward. Use your goals to clarify your values and motivations. When you write why a goal matters, you deepen your connection to it. Understanding your why strengthens resilience and helps overcome moments of self-doubt. Create a dedicated space for your goal-writing practice. Whether a journal, notebook, or digital document, having a consistent place builds a ritual. This habit signals to your brain that goal setting is important and worth attention. Integrate goal review into your daily routine. Spend a few minutes each morning or evening reading your goals aloud or silently. This repetition reinforces commitment and helps internalize your intentions. Use goal setting to challenge limiting beliefs. When you identify doubts like "I'm not good enough," write counter statements such as "I am improving every day." Turning beliefs into written declarations diminishes their power. Be honest with yourself when writing goals. Avoid goals based solely on what others expect or societal pressure. Authentic goals align with your true desires and lead to lasting motivation. Consider your goals as experiments rather than rigid mandates. This mindset reduces pressure and opens the door to learning. Writing goals as testable actions invites curiosity and growth rather than fear of failure. Evaluate your progress with compassion. When goals feel out of reach, reflect on what you've learned and adjust accordingly. Writing this reflection keeps the process grounded and forward-looking. Remember that the process of setting and writing goals itself builds confidence. Every time you commit a goal to paper, you reinforce your capacity to envision and pursue growth. This practice rewires your brain toward possibility. Developing the habit of clear goal setting rewires your thinking from wandering doubts to focused purpose. The clarity and commitment embedded in your writing quiet the noise of uncertainty. When you replace self-doubt with clear written goals, you reclaim control over your life's direction. This shift empowers you to act decisively, learn continuously, and build resilience in the face of challenges. In moments of uncertainty, return to your written goals as a reminder of your ability to choose your path. These goals are evidence of your willingness to move beyond fear and doubt toward deliberate action. Over time, the clarity and confidence gained from written goals spill into other areas of your life. Decision-making becomes easier, motivation increases, and self-trust strengthens. Clear written goals transform the abstract wish for change into tangible plans. This transformation breaks down barriers of doubt by providing a structure that supports consistent progress. As your goals evolve, they map your growth and reinforce your belief in your capacity to improve. Writing becomes a mirror, reflecting your journey, and a guide lighting your way. Replace self-doubt with the power of clarity. The pen in your hand is a tool to design your future. Replace fear with focus, and create lasting change through intentional steps. Embrace the discipline of writing your goals and watch your confidence flourish. Chapter 7. Practice courage. By doing one hard thing daily. Courage is not the absence of fear but the decision to act despite it. Practicing courage daily is a deliberate choice that strengthens your character and expands your comfort zone. The simplest yet most powerful way to build courage is by committing to doing one hard thing every day. This consistent practice rewires your mind to face challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. Each courageous act becomes a building block for resilience and self-confidence. Doing something difficult regularly may sound exhausting, but the truth is it cultivates energy and momentum. The initial discomfort you feel when stepping into fear fades with repetition, replaced by a sense of mastery. Courage grows through experience, and the act of choosing discomfort for growth accelerates this process. Over time, tasks that once seemed daunting become manageable, and your inner strength becomes undeniable. Start by identifying a single challenging task that pushes you just beyond your usual limits. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be as simple as starting a difficult conversation, tackling a task you've been avoiding, or trying a new skill. The key is to choose something that requires you to step outside your comfort zone. This intentional choice signals to your brain that growth is a priority. Recognize that discomfort is a natural companion to courage. When you feel resistance, remind yourself that this feeling is temporary and a sign of meaningful progress. Avoid interpreting fear as a reason to retreat. Instead, see it as an opportunity to expand your capacity. This mindset shift transforms hesitation into motivation. When the day begins, make a clear plan for your courageous act. Write it down or say it aloud to solidify your commitment. This act of articulation makes your intention tangible and harder to ignore. Planning also helps you anticipate obstacles and prepare solutions, increasing your chances of follow-through. It is important to break down your hard task into smaller steps if it feels overwhelming. Tackling a big challenge in bite-sized pieces reduces anxiety and makes success more attainable. Completing each small step builds confidence and moves you closer to conquering the whole challenge. Avoid waiting for the perfect moment to act. Courage is practiced in imperfection and uncertainty. Waiting for conditions to feel right often leads to procrastination. Embrace the fact that discomfort and imperfection are part of the growth process. Taking imperfect action is better than inaction. Reflect after completing your hard task. Acknowledge the effort and courage it took to follow through. This reflection reinforces positive neural pathways and strengthens your identity as a courageous person. Celebrate small victories honestly, without downplaying their importance. Facing hard things daily changes how you view failure. Each attempt, regardless of the outcome, becomes a lesson rather than a verdict on your worth. This perspective fosters resilience and removes the fear of failing. Courage is cultivated through repeated trials, not through flawless success. Developing courage daily improves decision-making. When you regularly choose to act in the face of fear, you become less paralyzed by doubt. This clarity reduces overthinking and increases productivity. Acting despite discomfort strengthens your ability to trust yourself. Courageous actions create ripple effects in other areas of your life. As you build confidence through small wins, you find yourself tackling bigger challenges with less hesitation. Your mindset shifts from avoidance to opportunity, which positively impacts relationships, career, and personal growth. Understand that courage is a muscle that requires regular exercise. Skipping days or avoiding difficult actions weakens your progress. Discipline in practicing courage every day builds consistency, making bravery a natural part of your daily life. If some days are harder than others, adjust your challenge accordingly, but do not skip it entirely. Even a small courageous act counts and contributes to growth. This flexibility prevents burnout while maintaining momentum. Surround yourself with examples of courage. Read stories, watch interviews, or spend time with people who inspire bravery. Their experiences provide models to emulate and remind you that courage is accessible to everyone. Write about your daily courageous acts in a journal. Recording your experiences clarifies your progress and deepens your commitment. Over time, your journal becomes a powerful reminder of your evolving strength and resilience. Use positive self-talk to support your courage practice. Replace thoughts of "I can't" or "this is too hard" with statements like "I am growing stronger every day" or "I can handle discomfort." Words shape your beliefs and influence your actions. Visualize yourself successfully completing your hard task before you begin. This mental rehearsal increases confidence and reduces anxiety. Visualization creates a sense of familiarity and readiness, making action easier. Recognize that courage is not reckless behavior but thoughtful action aligned with your values. Being courageous means choosing what is right or necessary even when it is uncomfortable. This ethical grounding provides clarity and purpose. Make courage a part of your identity by affirming daily that you are a courageous person. This self-definition influences your choices and reactions. When you see yourself as brave, your actions align with that belief more naturally. Embrace discomfort as a sign of growth rather than a signal to stop. Growth occurs outside your comfort zone, and courage is the bridge that carries you across. Every time you choose discomfort, you expand your capabilities and self-trust. Prepare yourself mentally for difficult moments by anticipating challenges and reminding yourself why courage matters. This preparation increases your resilience and ability to stay grounded when fear arises. Focus on the process of practicing courage rather than the outcome. This focus reduces pressure and encourages experimentation. Sometimes, simply showing up and trying counts more than succeeding immediately. Challenge the habit of avoiding hard things by noticing when fear or excuses arise. Naming these patterns reduces their power. Awareness creates choice, allowing you to act in alignment with courage instead of fear. Recognize that courage often requires vulnerability. Being willing to show your true self or admit uncertainty takes strength. Vulnerability deepens connections and fosters authenticity, enriching your personal and professional life. Set an example for others by practicing courage openly. Your actions inspire those around you to face their own fears. Courage is contagious and creates positive change in communities. Use your daily courageous acts to build emotional resilience. Facing challenges strengthens your ability to handle stress and bounce back from adversity. Emotional resilience is essential for long-term success and well-being. Understand that courage fuels growth in all areas of life. Whether improving relationships, advancing in career, or developing new skills, bravery is the foundation. Practicing courage daily accelerates your evolution as a person. Create rituals or habits that signal it is time to act courageously. These cues help condition your mind and body to prepare for challenge. Rituals increase focus and reduce hesitation. Celebrate progress consistently. Acknowledging your courage fosters motivation and reinforces positive behavior. Gratitude for your own efforts nurtures self-compassion and perseverance. Trust that the discomfort of courage is temporary and the benefits are lasting. Every courageous step shapes a stronger, more confident version of yourself. This belief sustains your commitment when challenges feel daunting. Replace avoidance with action as a daily practice. Action transforms fear into energy and momentum. The more you act despite fear, the less power fear holds over you. Remember that courage is a journey, not a destination. Each day's practice adds layers of strength and wisdom. Growth happens step by step, and consistent courage is the engine driving it. By committing to do one hard thing every day, you build a foundation for lifelong bravery and resilience. This discipline empowers you to meet life's uncertainties with grace and confidence. Courage practiced daily becomes a defining feature of who you are. Chapter 8. Speak kindly to yourself with full intention. Speaking kindly to yourself is a powerful act that shapes your inner world and influences how you live your life. The way you talk to yourself affects your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your ability to grow and succeed. Speaking with full intention means choosing your words carefully and deliberately to support your well-being rather than undermine it. This practice is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it is about treating yourself with the same compassion and respect you would offer a close friend during difficult times. Every day, your mind carries a constant stream of thoughts, many of which go unnoticed because they happen automatically. Some of these thoughts are gentle and encouraging, while others may be harsh or critical. When you learn to speak kindly to yourself, you take control of that inner dialogue and begin to transform it into a source of strength rather than doubt. It requires awareness to notice negative self-talk and courage to change it, but the rewards are life-changing. Kind self-talk is a foundation for resilience. When faced with setbacks or mistakes, gentle words remind you that failure is a natural part of growth, not a sign of defeat. Instead of beating yourself up for errors, you can acknowledge your humanity and focus on what to learn next. This shift reduces emotional pain and fuels motivation to keep moving forward. It becomes easier to take risks, try new things, and persist when you have a supportive inner voice guiding you. Intentional kindness towards yourself starts with mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts without judgment. Notice when your inner dialogue turns negative or self-critical. This awareness creates space for choice. Instead of reacting unconsciously, you can consciously decide to replace harsh words with supportive ones. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," pause and reframe it to, "I am doing my best and I am enough." These simple changes gradually reprogram your mind for confidence and peace. Words have power beyond their meaning. The tone and energy behind your self-talk influence how deeply your messages sink in. Speaking kindly to yourself means adopting a gentle and nurturing tone that feels safe and comforting. Imagine talking to yourself as if you were speaking to someone you deeply care about. This practice softens internal tension and creates a sense of emotional safety that encourages growth. Writing can enhance your ability to speak kindly to yourself. Keeping a journal where you record positive affirmations, achievements, and moments of gratitude helps reinforce constructive self-talk. When negative thoughts arise, write down a kind response or a reminder of your strengths. Over time, this habit strengthens your ability to combat self-doubt with intentional kindness. Be aware that speaking kindly to yourself is not about avoiding responsibility or ignoring areas for improvement. It is about balancing honesty with compassion. For example, instead of saying, "I failed because I am lazy," say, "I didn't meet my goal this time, but I can learn what to do differently." This balance promotes accountability while maintaining self-respect, which is essential for sustained growth. Speak kindly to yourself when you face criticism or rejection. These experiences often trigger harsh inner voices. Counter these by reminding yourself that external opinions do not define your worth. Affirm your value regardless of setbacks or others' judgments. This strengthens your self-esteem and guards against the damaging effects of external negativity. Practice intentional self-talk throughout the day by setting reminders. Pause regularly to check in with your inner dialogue. Ask yourself if your thoughts are supportive or harmful. If harmful, take a moment to correct your language. These brief moments of self-kindness accumulate and change your overall mindset. Another effective technique is to use positive mantras or phrases that resonate deeply with you. Repeat them with intention, especially during challenging moments. Mantras like, "I am capable," "I deserve kindness," or "I choose growth" reinforce a positive inner narrative. Repetition builds new neural pathways that make kind self-talk a natural response over time. Recognize that self-kindness requires patience. You may find that negative thoughts arise frequently at first. This is normal because your brain is used to certain patterns. Continue practicing gentle correction without frustration or judgment. Persistence leads to lasting transformation and greater emotional stability. Cultivating self-kindness also influences your behavior towards others. When you treat yourself with compassion, you are more likely to extend that kindness outward. This creates healthier relationships and a more positive environment. The way you speak to yourself sets a tone that ripples through every interaction you have. Challenge cultural or personal beliefs that equate self-criticism with motivation. Many people mistakenly believe that harsh self-talk drives performance. Research and experience show that kindness encourages persistence, creativity, and problem-solving better than fear or shame. By changing your internal dialogue, you unlock your full potential without the burden of self-judgment. Intentional self-kindness involves setting boundaries around your mental space. Protect yourself from toxic thoughts by consciously choosing what to focus on. When negative narratives intrude, redirect your attention to affirming ideas or constructive actions. This practice strengthens mental discipline and guards your emotional well-being. Speak kindly to yourself, especially during times of stress or failure. These moments are when your inner voice can either break you down or build you up. Choose to be your own source of comfort and encouragement. This habit reduces anxiety and supports clearer thinking, enabling better decision-making under pressure. Developing the habit of kind self-talk also improves your relationship with mistakes. Instead of fearing errors, you see them as information and opportunity. This perspective nurtures a growth mindset that values learning over perfection. You become more willing to take risks and explore new possibilities. Be intentional about the language you use. Words like can, will, enough, and worthy create a foundation of confidence. Avoid absolutes such as always, never, or should, which often fuel negative self-judgment. Choose words that open possibilities rather than close doors. Recognize that kindness to yourself is an act of courage. It requires confronting ingrained habits of self-criticism and replacing them with gentleness. This is a revolutionary practice in a culture that often promotes harshness. Your commitment to kind self-talk is a declaration of self-respect and dignity. Surround yourself with reminders to speak kindly. Visual cues like notes, affirmations, or meaningful objects can prompt you to pause and choose compassionate language. These reminders anchor your intention and support consistent practice. Seek inspiration from those who model kind self-talk. Learn how others handle self-criticism with grace and transform their mindset. Their examples offer practical strategies and motivation to deepen your own practice. Remember that kindness spoken inwardly has ripple effects on your overall quality of life. It reduces stress, improves mental health, and increases happiness. When you treat yourself with care, you build a solid foundation for success in every area of life. Commit to speaking kindly with full intention every day. This conscious choice empowers you to navigate challenges with calm and clarity. It fosters a positive identity rooted in respect and love for yourself. Your inner voice becomes your greatest ally in the journey toward growth and fulfillment. Chapter 9. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. The people around you hold immense power over your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately your path in life. The company you keep shapes your beliefs, your habits, and your sense of self-worth. Surrounding yourself with those who lift you up is not simply about avoiding negativity. It's a deliberate choice to cultivate an environment that nurtures growth, encouragement, and resilience. This choice acts like a cornerstone for building a strong, confident, and hopeful life. It's natural to want connection and companionship, but not all relationships contribute equally to your well-being. Some people drain energy, sow doubt, or limit your potential without even realizing it. Others inspire, support, and push you to become your best self. Recognizing which relationships empower you requires honesty and courage, because it sometimes means setting boundaries or walking away from those who no longer serve your growth. Being surrounded by uplifting people means more than just sharing good times. These individuals hold space for your struggles without judgment, offer honest feedback with kindness, and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Their presence instills a sense of belonging and confidence. When you know others believe in you, it becomes easier to believe in yourself. This social reinforcement is not a sign of weakness, but a source of strength. Positive relationships function like a mirror, reflecting your worth and potential. When someone consistently encourages and respects you, it reshapes how you view yourself. The doubts planted by past failures or criticism lose their grip when countered by genuine support. Over time, this feedback loop rewires your mind to expect kindness, possibility, and success. It makes the pursuit of your goals feel less daunting and more achievable. Choosing to surround yourself with people who lift you up also means actively nurturing those connections. Authentic relationships require effort and presence. It means being vulnerable and open to receive support, while also offering encouragement in return. This mutual exchange creates a strong foundation that withstands challenges and grows deeper over time. The quality of your social circle directly impacts your emotional resilience and motivation. It is essential to understand that uplifting people don't necessarily agree with everything you say or do. True support respects your individuality and challenges you to be better, not just comfortable. They hold you accountable while offering a safety net. This kind of constructive presence is rare but invaluable. It encourages you to stretch beyond your comfort zone while knowing you have a steady anchor. Isolation or toxic relationships breed doubt and fear. When surrounded by criticism, manipulation, or indifference, your confidence erodes. Negative influences can distort your view of reality, making problems appear larger and solutions harder to find. The stress of such dynamics drains your mental and physical energy, making progress feel impossible. Removing yourself from these environments is an act of self-respect and a vital step toward healing. Building a supportive network often requires courage to step outside familiar but unhealthy relationships. It means seeking new communities, friendships, or mentors aligned with your values and aspirations. This process can feel uncomfortable because it challenges old patterns, but it opens doors to fresh perspectives and opportunities. Invest time in finding people who inspire you, challenge your thinking, and reflect the qualities you wish to cultivate within yourself. Technology can be both a bridge and a barrier in building uplifting connections. While social media and digital communication allow for wide networks, they often foster superficial relationships or unhealthy comparisons. Prioritize real-life interactions and meaningful conversations that deepen understanding and trust. Face-to-face meetings, even brief ones, carry emotional nuances that strengthen bonds and provide genuine encouragement. Observe how different people make you feel after interactions. Do you leave a conversation feeling energized, understood, and hopeful? Or do you feel drained, judged, or anxious? Your emotional response is a powerful indicator of the quality of that connection. Cultivating relationships that boost your energy leads to a more joyful and motivated life. Being around people who lift you up also encourages you to raise your standards for yourself and your environment. Their belief in your potential often ignites a desire to meet that belief through action. You begin to adopt attitudes and behaviors aligned with growth, discipline, and positivity. This creates a powerful cycle where the group's energy and values elevate each member, including you. Healthy relationships are built on trust and respect. When these elements are present, you can share your fears and dreams without hesitation. This vulnerability is essential for deep connection and personal growth. When supported in this way, you gain clarity about your goals and find the courage to pursue them. The journey becomes less lonely and more fulfilling. It's important to remember that lifting others up is as crucial as receiving support. Generosity of spirit, active listening, and sincere encouragement strengthen your own sense of purpose. The act of uplifting others also attracts like-minded individuals into your life. Kindness and support are magnetic forces that create lasting, enriching bonds. Diversity in your support system can provide a broad range of insights and encouragement. Different perspectives challenge narrow thinking and open possibilities. Seek relationships across various backgrounds, experiences, and skills. This diversity enriches your understanding and equips you to handle different challenges with wisdom. Recognize that people change, and so do relationships. Some connections that once supported you may no longer fit your growth path. It is healthy and necessary to re-evaluate your circle regularly and make adjustments. Letting go of relationships that hold you back is a difficult but empowering step toward creating space for more nourishing connections. Surrounding yourself with uplifting people also means guarding your energy. Learn to say no to situations or individuals that drain your enthusiasm or confidence. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is essential for protecting your mental and emotional health. Boundaries allow you to focus on relationships and activities that add value and meaning to your life. Mentors and role models play a significant role in lifting you up. Their experience and wisdom provide guidance and encouragement when you face obstacles. Seek out those who inspire you and learn from their journeys. Their support can shorten your path to growth by helping you avoid common pitfalls. Celebrate the victories and milestones of those around you. Sharing in others' success creates a positive atmosphere and strengthens bonds. This collective celebration fosters motivation and reminds you that progress is possible. It also builds a sense of community that fuels long-term resilience. In times of doubt or discouragement, the right people remind you of your strengths and past successes. Their perspective helps you regain confidence and renew your focus. Knowing you are not alone in your struggles alleviates stress and restores hope. This network becomes a source of strength that you can draw on repeatedly. Building a circle of uplifting people is a lifelong practice. It requires patience, intentionality, and self-awareness. It means choosing quality over quantity and investing in meaningful connections. This effort pays dividends in emotional stability, motivation, and the courage to pursue your dreams without hesitation. The influence of supportive people extends beyond personal growth. It shapes your worldview and character. Their encouragement helps you develop empathy, gratitude, and a positive outlook. These qualities enrich your life and inspire others in return. In this way, uplifting relationships become a powerful force for transformation on multiple levels. Choosing to surround yourself with those who lift you up is a declaration of self-worth and a commitment to your own success. It means prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being above all else. This decision empowers you to face life's challenges with confidence and optimism. It fuels your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. The energy you cultivate in your social environment influences your mindset every day. When you choose relationships that nurture, support and challenge you, your inner world flourishes. Your ability to overcome obstacles and pursue goals expands dramatically. This simple yet profound choice transforms your life from the inside out. In the end, the company you keep is a reflection of who you are and who you aspire to be. Surround yourself with those who see your potential and encourage your growth. Their presence will inspire you to stand taller, aim higher, and live more fully. This collective power becomes the foundation of a resilient, confident, and purposeful life. Chapter 10. Reflect weekly to track growth and plan forward. Taking time each week to pause and reflect on your progress is one of the most powerful habits for lasting growth and clarity. Life moves fast, and without intentional moments of looking back, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come or where you want to go. Reflection is a disciplined practice that sharpens your awareness, deepens your understanding of yourself, and aligns your actions with your true goals. The act of weekly reflection is not about self-judgment or dwelling on mistakes. It's a careful examination of what worked, what didn't, and why. This kind of honest review empowers you to learn from experience rather than be trapped by it. By consistently tracking your growth, you build a clearer picture of your strengths and areas that need improvement. This insight becomes the foundation for effective planning and decision-making. When you set aside regular time to reflect, you create space for mindful assessment instead of reactive responses. It's easy to get caught up in daily tasks and distractions, but stepping back each week helps you regain perspective. This distance reveals patterns and habits that may go unnoticed in the moment. Recognizing these patterns gives you the chance to reinforce positive behaviors and course-correct where necessary. Reflection also cultivates patience and resilience. Progress is rarely linear. Setbacks and slow periods are part of the process. By reviewing your journey regularly, you remind yourself that growth is ongoing and cumulative. This mindset reduces frustration and encourages persistence. Instead of feeling defeated by obstacles, you learn to see them as opportunities to refine your approach and grow stronger. Writing down your reflections is especially effective. Putting thoughts on paper helps organize your mind and makes your insights tangible. It also creates a record you can revisit, which reinforces learning and tracks long-term development. A simple journal, a notebook, or even digital notes can serve as your reflection tool. The key is consistency and honesty. Start your weekly reflection by asking clear questions. What progress did I make this week? Which actions brought me closer to my goals? Where did I struggle or fall short? What lessons emerged from my experiences? How can I adjust my plan to improve next week? Answering these questions with sincerity reveals meaningful information that guides your growth. Including gratitude in your reflection adds a positive dimension. Acknowledging small victories and moments of joy nurtures motivation and balances self-criticism. Gratitude grounds you in what is working well and reminds you of your capacity to succeed. This practice strengthens emotional resilience and enhances your overall outlook. Tracking your feelings during reflection is equally important. How did you respond emotionally to challenges and achievements? Emotional awareness helps you understand your triggers, sources of motivation, and mental blocks. This understanding is crucial for developing strategies that support your well-being and effectiveness. In addition to internal review, reflect on your environment and relationships. Consider how your surroundings and interactions influenced your progress. Are there external factors that supported or hindered your efforts? This awareness enables you to take control over your environment by reinforcing helpful conditions and limiting distractions or negative influences. Planning forward is the natural extension of reflection. Once you identify lessons and areas for improvement, translate these into concrete next steps. Clear, actionable goals keep your momentum moving in the right direction. Breaking larger goals into manageable weekly tasks makes progress achievable and reduces overwhelm. Keep your weekly plans realistic and flexible. Life is unpredictable, and rigid expectations can lead to discouragement. Adaptability ensures you remain committed even when circumstances shift. Adjust your priorities based on your reflection, insights, and emerging needs, but maintain focus on your core objectives. Use your reflection sessions as checkpoints for accountability. Taking ownership of your progress reinforces self-discipline and commitment. When you commit to honest weekly reviews, you create an internal system of responsibility that builds trust with yourself. This trust is fundamental for long-term confidence and self-mastery. Reflection is not a solitary process. Sharing your insights and plans with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach can enhance clarity and provide valuable feedback. Others may see blind spots or offer encouragement that strengthens your resolve. Building this support into your routine enriches the reflection process and deepens your growth. Beyond weekly reflections, occasional deeper reviews every few months or at year's end help you assess your broader life direction. These comprehensive evaluations complement weekly check-ins by providing perspective on significant milestones and shifts. They also renew your sense of purpose and adjust your vision as you evolve. Avoid the temptation to rush through reflection as a checkbox task. Quality matters far more than quantity. Approach this time with intention and openness, ready to confront uncomfortable truths as well as celebrate wins. This balanced perspective fosters genuine growth rather than superficial progress. Reflection also encourages mindfulness, being fully present with your experiences and decisions. This presence enhances your ability to learn from every moment and make deliberate choices. It builds a steady mental foundation that supports clarity, calmness, and purposeful action. In cultivating a habit of weekly reflection, you create a powerful rhythm for continuous improvement. This practice weaves self-awareness, learning, and planning into your routine, making personal development an integrated part of your life. It shifts growth from a distant goal to a daily reality. The benefits extend beyond productivity. Regular reflection deepens your understanding of who you are and what truly matters. It connects you to your values and aspirations, creating alignment between your inner world and outward actions. This harmony generates a sense of fulfillment and meaning that sustains motivation. Reflection teaches humility as well as confidence. By honestly evaluating your journey, you acknowledge both your strengths and limits. This balanced view fosters a grounded self-image, free from illusions and destructive self-criticism. It encourages patience and perseverance, knowing that mastery unfolds gradually. The discipline of weekly reflection nurtures emotional intelligence by helping you recognize and regulate your responses. This emotional clarity improves your relationships, decision-making, and stress management. As you grow in emotional maturity, your ability to navigate life's complexities improves dramatically. In essence, reflection is a tool for mastering yourself. It transforms experience into wisdom and chaos into order. It allows you to take ownership of your life with clarity and intention. The simple act of pausing each week to consider your growth and plan ahead is a profound step toward becoming the person you want to be. When the weeks turn into months and the months into years, the cumulative effect of this practice shapes a life marked by purpose, resilience, and success. Reflection connects daily effort to long-term vision, ensuring your journey is guided by thoughtful insight rather than chance. This habit creates a strong foundation for self-trust. Knowing you have a system to check in, learn and adjust builds confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It reduces anxiety about the future because you are actively shaping it through intentional action. Reflection also sharpens focus. By regularly clarifying your priorities and reviewing your progress, you avoid distraction and wasted effort. Your energy is directed toward what truly matters, making every action count. This efficiency is key to sustainable growth and achievement. Ultimately, reflecting weekly to track growth and plan forward is a commitment to yourself. It is a declaration that your development deserves attention and care. This commitment honors your potential and respects the journey it takes to realize it. Each reflection session is an opportunity to reconnect with your purpose and renew your determination. It is a moment of quiet strength where you gather insights and set your course. This simple yet powerful practice can transform challenges into stepping stones and dreams into reality.